Happy Halloween! I asked 3 of the best bakeries in my area to create jack-o'-lantern themed cakes. I've not seen these cakes. I don't know what they're gonna look like. I don't know what they're gonna taste like. I didn't do any, I just rolled out of bed. This is what I slept in last night. But I'm here for cake. Nom nom nom. We're gonna rank them, we're gonna review them, and we're gonna decide which the best jack-o'-lantern cake is. Eek, I'm so excited! Thank you, Cake Twink.
You're very welcome.
1. It's so cute. Look at that little pumpkin. Wait, this is really cute. It's like a little pumpkin with hay. Did they put hay on it? That tastes like wafer paper. Wow. Oh my God, wait, it's like a really traditional jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. I think it's super cute. I love it. It looks like a pumpkin. There's a lot of veining and details on it. It's really cute. I like the stem. I like all the textures. I think they did a really nice job with textures. The hay is a really cute addition because when you think about Halloween, you think about like haunted hay rides. And it's kind of fun to eat fake hay. That's what this is, hay, right? I would call this man Bogart. Bogart, oh my God. Bogart loves to be sniffed. Here's what I'm gonna say about this one. It really does look like a jack-o'-lantern. Like, it's very fall, it's very autumnal. It's like the pumpkin is, it's giving orange, it's giving pumpkin colors. I like that it's like, they did a really good job carving. And you know, it's hard to carve like spherical cakes. I love the different shades of orange because on a real pumpkin, you would get darker orange in some spots, lighter orange in other spots. So I think that's good. I wonder, it looks almost as if there's a stippled effect. I wonder if that's just the airbrushing or if they went in with like a sponge or a tool to give it that effect. Either way, I like that because it makes it look more realistic. It's one of those things you have to get up close to like see. They did a good job doing the like faux carving out of the face. It's super cute. It's really cute. Like you could have this on display at like a Halloween party and people would love it, I feel like. I don't think people would even know it's cake at first. Or maybe they would, but it is cake, so all right, you got me. I hate when people like see my videos, they're like, I knew it was cake. I'm like, oh really? You caught me, you knew it was cake? Well, guess what, my username, it's right up there, it says the Johnny Cake. Why am I always yell at you guys, it's f***ed up. Like I should be kind to you. Thank you for watching me. So this cake doesn't fully taper off at the bottom, but what they've done to sort of mask that is put, you know, this hay around it, so that kind of covers up the bottom. And it's really hard to get a cake to taper at the bottom. Gravity's a real thing. It wants to sag, I understand. So this one was $188, which I think is a really good deal. Everything's expensive right now. I think people hear like a cake over $100 and think like, oh, that's a lot of money. But like, I know how much it costs to make these cakes. So $188, that's not bad. The shading is what really makes this come alive. Like they did a really good job with the shading and it's really clean work. This is a solid 8 out of 10. It's not reinventing the jack-o'-lantern wheel. Honestly, it looks like it's out of a children's book. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
It's very impressive.
Whoa. Oh my God. Wow. That is incredible. Wow. This is special. First and foremost, I feel like a kid in a candy store. Pun intended, I suppose. But like, come on, this looks so cute. Okay, a couple things I love about it off the bat. Obviously the explosion of candy, and they like didn't just buy 1 or 2 candies. You know what I mean? Like somebody went out and like got, I haven't seen these in years. Okay, so basically they're just raw sugar. You know, kids love raw sugar and adults too. It's just like they just plop sugar on pieces of paper and you eat it. And then you always got like paper would always rip up. And you say, Mom, is that too much paper to eat? And she'd be like, you're fine, I knew you'd eat it. Okay, I need to stop eating the cake. This is not the tasting round. This is so cute. I love the handle. It's a Halloween candy bucket, it needs a handle. I love, love, love the airbrushing they did. Something that makes pumpkins so recognizable are the lines around it, those like divots. And when you see a pumpkin, you're probably not even clocking it, but the shadows, there are shadows in those divots, right? The light doesn't hit the divot as much as it hits the part that pops out. So if you're making like a cake replica of a pumpkin, a way to amplify that illusion is to airbrush in the divots, and that's exactly what they did. So it's a lighter orange color on the outside, and then each divot has that like darker airbrushed orange. Perfect. Airbrushing is the perfect technique, and I know this is airbrush, A, because it looks like airbrushing. It's contouring like a drag queen, and this drag queen's name is Skella. Don't you want some? Okay, that's weird. There's a circle of airbrush paint at the base. They obviously wiped it off of the majority of the cake board, but they didn't get this area. It's harder to get into those crevices. Here's what happened. They were spraying. The airbrush paint, edible paint, lands on the board, and you have to wipe it off. What I do is I airbrush it on a separate surface, not on the final display board, pick up the cake and put it on a new serving plate. Again, remember the last cake, how they put the hay around the sides? That cleaned up the bottom. If they put hay around this or something around this, maybe candy or, I don't know, leaves, edible leaves, that would have covered this airbrush and would have made for a better cake. The fondant work is so smooth, at least what I can see. And something really cool they did, they actually carved out the face like you would carve out a real jack-o'-lantern. The bottom of the cake is a little wonky. Not just the airbrushing that they didn't fully wipe away, but the shape up top is so perfectly like pumpkin bucket, and the bottom just sort of like sags. I get it. It's hard to make a cake taper off like that. That's just, you know, gravity is a thing. But I kind of wish it was more, if it is supposed to be a candy bucket, the curve up top should be the same as the bottom. You see what I'm saying? The curve up top should be the same as the curve at the bottom. So 1 point off for that, I would say. Another thing is the handle, though I love that they put this handle here. I don't think of Halloween candy buckets having a thick handle. I think of them having like this cheap plastic thin handle. So I may have done a thinner piece of fondant. Everything else I think is fabulous. Okay, so this cake was $155, which I think is a steal. It's a big cake, it's beautiful. I would pay twice as much for this cake. This is shocking to me, the price, and I'm really excited to taste it. Oh, I hope it's good. Can you imagine if it's not good? And it looks so pretty. Kids, it's what's on the inside that counts. So I think I'm gonna give this another 8 out of 10. It's not quite a perfect cake, but it's pretty good. Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful work. All right, time for our final cake. Cake twink. I want this to make me feel young again. Okay. I have a lot of feelings and thoughts. First of all, it's a buttercream cake, which is cool. Buttercream tastes good. It definitely tastes better than fondant. It's got vines. Does it have a face? Oh, it's got a face. Listen, it's good. It's good. I was just wowed and dazzled by the first two. So this is just like, I'm the youngest of 3 boys, okay? My oldest brother, certified genius. Middle brother, Fulbright scholar, knows a bunch of languages, very smart, got a 4.0 in high school. Then I came along. I'm fine, but I'm kind of like cake 3. Fine, but compared to like brilliant, you know what I mean? So I relate to this cake. The color is weird. The stem is fully black, which like, I don't think that's right. Also, it's one of those, you know, some of those pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes. This is one of those that's like lays flat and kind of like pops out on its side, like it has love handles, you know? So it's definitely a choice. I respect that they did this all in buttercream. That's hard. It looks like they took a comb or something to create the divots. I wish this wasn't so round, right? I wish they had carved the real divots into it. They just like used some sort of tool to create the illusion of divots. But I will say what I do love about it. I love that they went through and hand carved the face and then filled it in and smoothed it out. Like that's hard, right? That's a difficult thing to do. I love that it's the only jack-o'-lantern that looks sort of like it's coming alive. Like it looks like it's almost in Cinderella. It's got those vines and the leaves and all of that. And I love that it's really clean work. Like of all the 3 cakes, it's probably got the most even shape, and the tapering at the bottom is nice. So they nailed it on that. There are good elements and bad elements. I am seeing a fly on it right now. Are you, no, it's alive. It's moving. That's not the baker's fault. Fly, what are you doing? You like this cake? Listen, this cake is this fly's favorite. So he's got to get points for that. Hi, fly, don't die. Also, like, get off my cake, you know? Anyway, there are elements to this I love and elements to this I don't love so much. The color is just off to me. It's a little simplistic relative to the others. There's definitely no shading. It's a little less dynamic in that way. But I love the vines. I love the hand-carved face. There's some good things about this too. This cake was by far the most expensive at $260. So that's kind of shocking to me. I would think this is the cheapest of the cakes. They didn't use fondant, they didn't use airbrush, they didn't add any bells and whistles like candy or hay or anything like that. There are things I really like about it and things I don't like so much about it. All in all, I think I have to give this like a 6 out of 10. I think that's fair. Yeah, and who knows, maybe it'll taste amazing. People use buttercream because they want it to taste better than fondant, so maybe the taste is gonna knock my socks off. Good job, cute little guy. Now, the part I really love. Taste. How do these taste? I'm gonna eat you. You're gonna hurt so much when I eat you. One time, let me tell you something. I don't like pumpkin because I ate like the guts of a pumpkin when I was like 3 years old. It's like one of my earliest memories, and I vomited all. It was on Halloween, and I vomited like while everyone else went out trick-or-treating. That was my bad. That's not the pumpkin fault. That was like fully on me. So far we've got some pretty close rankings, right? 2 of these cakes are 8s, one of them's a 6. It's still anybody's game. Like it's really gonna come down to flavor this time around. We'll start with our first cake, which is a cardamom pecan cake with an apple pie filling and a caramel center. Whoa, that's a lot. That's given fall. That's every fall flavor to ever exist. Cake number 2 is a red velvet cake with a mocha buttercream. I love that I'm gonna cut into this and it's gonna be red on the inside. Like I'm murdering this bloody pumpkin. And then cake number 3 is a pumpkin cake with fresh pumpkin puree. Sort of the old standard. It's the same on the inside as it is the outside. I'm really excited about this one. This is amazing. I mean, this is the most beautiful interior to a cake I've ever seen. It's so full and there's different, every other layer has a different filling. Like it just was, this is very thoughtful. Oh, it smells like fall. I mean, this might be the best cake I've ever had. I don't know who made these cakes this time. Whoever made this cake is a wizard. This is, I'm not kidding, one of the top 3 cakes I've ever had. This is exceptional. You get the cinnamon and the pecan in the cake layer, the salted caramel. It is so salty, but in like a good way because the rest of the cake is sweet. The apple pie filling, it feels like you're eating a half apple pie. It feels like you're eating half cake, half apple pie. I wish you could try this. You know what's interesting about that? For a second I was like, I wonder if that's too many flavors because I was listing like every flavor. You know, they are perfectly, it tastes like a chef made it. They know how to perfectly balance each of the different flavors. I don't think you can get better than that. That's a 10 out of 10. I mean, that just is a 10 out of 10. And like, if I could give it an 11 out of 10, I would. That's exceptional. Ow. Wow, I feel so bad for these 2. I feel so bad for these 2 because like I just had the greatest cake of my life. But who knows, maybe these will be the other greatest cakes of my life. Okay, so this is a red velvet cake with a mocha buttercream. This bakery made me pick. We were like, hey, surprise me. And they like wouldn't play that game. And I know this isn't very fall-like, but mocha to me actually, I don't know, it feels like a warm mocha feels fall to me. So that's why I went with this. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, why does it taste like that? Wait, it tastes like black licorice. Why does it taste like black licorice? Oh no, I need to figure out where this is coming from. Is it the frosting? That's not mocha. That is black licorice. Somebody put black licorice flavor in this. Did they mean to put mocha? Mm-mm. No. The cake layers are good. Not as moist as that cake. What is happening? Why is it black licorice? Are my taste buds like, yeah, nope. No. Okay, well, you know what? Hang on. They make a good lollipop. Okay, so I'll give them points for the tasty lollipop. That's wild. Oh, you're so pretty on the outside. When I taste like the Try Guys cakes on without a recipe, I'm usually like appalled, like my taste buds are appalled. This rivals Try Guys. Like Zach could have made that. I hated it. If I were at a party and this cake was served, I would say thank you so much. I have to go home now. It's time to go home. This cake looks amazing. Some of this cake looks amazing. I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be Simon Cowell. So I'll give it a 2 out of 10 because the cake was okay. That was wild. The burp tasted better because it's got some of this cake. All right, last cake. This is definitely a pumpkin cake of some sort. There's fresh pumpkin filling. I'm not getting any pumpkin. It tastes like a vanilla cake. Very light pumpkin. The cake is, I think, a little dry. This isn't great. If this was a vanilla cake, I'd be like, it's a fine vanilla cake, but I don't taste any pumpkin. I paid $50 extra for fresh pumpkin puree in this. I just don't really taste it. I know like we don't like extracts, okay? But like, if the real deal doesn't taste like the thing, you might have to add a little bit of extract to supplement that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I like how light and airy the cream is, and I like that the cake is okay. Like it's a touch dry, but it's like fluffy. I don't know. I don't think it's anything to write home about. It's not upsetting like that one was, but it's just not good. If this was a vanilla cake, I'd be like, I'll give it a 6 out of 10, but it's a pumpkin cake, so I gotta give it a 5 out of 10. That's so strange. I really don't taste pumpkin. Should we bring in the cake twink to make sure I'm right about this? You wanna come in? Sure. Okay, so here's this is a weird one. Some of us are bakers, some of us are eaters, some of us are cake twinks, that's okay too. Hi.
I heard my summoning song.
Yes, I wanted you to taste the cake. I want you to guess what that one is. What flavor does that taste like to you?
You said that this was black licorice.
Uh-huh.
It's not. It's mocha.
Girl, you're so wrong.
No, that's mocha. I like this. This has 2 flavors that I would like: red velvet and mocha. Maybe having them together is a little strange. The cake itself is too dry. For, a bakery, you would expect them to have like a well-baked cake, and it's not that.
Okay.
But I do think they give you
what
you asked
for.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for double duty. Okay, so let's add up the scores and see who our winner is. I think it's pretty obvious. So cake number 1 was a 8 in visuals and a 10 in flavor, which is 18 out of 20 points. Cake number 2 was a 8 in visuals and a 2 in taste, which gives it a perfect 10 out of 20. And then cake number 3 was a 5 in visuals and a 5 in flavor, which is a 10 out of 20. So there's no competition today. It's like night and day. Cake number 1 is the clear winner, and it really did come down to taste, because visually they were all on pretty even, footing. So here's what I learned today. Taste is pretty much everything, because it can look beautiful and then come in at like half the points just based off taste alone. That's kind of crazy. So I'm not gonna drag these bakeries, but I do wanna know who this winner is. Where is cake 1 from? Another butter winner. This is from Butter Cake Shop, which won last time, but only slightly won last time, right? It was closer last time. Butter Cake Shop does it again. Look, they gave me a free lollipop out of it too. Wow. Okay, Butter Cake Shop in Los Feliz, 2 for 2. We got to do this again and see if Butter Cake Shop can maintain their winning streak. Let me know in the comments which your favorite cake was. I promise you this one tasted like far better than the others. And let me know which cake challenge you want to see next. Which realistic cake should I challenge Bakeries to create? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you didn't like this video, that's okay. I have a cake for you. I think you'll love it. I think it's perfect for you, for a mean person like you. All right, I'm gonna go take this cake and eat it.